Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I'm so excited for this video because I'm going to be sharing with you everything that you need to know for the new Oden's Eye Alva collection that has just been revealed. There are 4 new eyeshadow palettes as well as 12 different lippies, and honestly this collection is beautiful, so I really wanted to go in depth for y'all. In today's video I'm going to be sharing live swatches of everything, hand and lip swatches of all of the lip products, prices, the launch date, and then of course at the end I'm going to be sharing with you my overall thoughts on the collection and whether I think it's worth picking up or not. So let me give you a quick rundown. If you're into eyeshadow palettes, this is the collection for you because like I said, we've got 4 new ones. We've got the Spring Alva palette. This is just a very fresh, like pinky spring color story. We've got Autumn Alva, which I think is the softest of all of the palettes, and this is the one that I have on my eyes today. We've got some muted green and grungy tones. We've got the Winter Alva palette. This is just a really beautiful kind of jewel toned like holiday vibes palette, and I really like this one. And then we've got Summer Alva, which is a really pretty kind of half neutral, half blue eyeshadow palette. These are all going to be retailing for $43.90 each. They do typically have bundle options, but I'm not sure of the exact pricing on that. We also have 6 new matte liquid lipsticks and 6 new lip glosses. Those are going to be retailing for $13.90 each, and as always I do have an affiliate code with Oden's Eye. It is just AMYLOVES, and it saves you 10% off your entire purchase. Highly recommend using a code even if it's not mine. Definitely try and save a little bit of money if you're planning on purchasing anything. This collection is going to be launching July 1st at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So now let's go ahead and jump on into the swatches. We are going to start off with the Spring Alva palette. I honestly think that this might be my least favorite color story of the bunch, but all the textures and everything still look beautiful. So we've got Blooming, which is one of those shades that has just a mixture of colors inside. It's very creamy, metallic, and it kind of looks like this pinky gold flipping shade. We've got Awakening, which looks like a very soft kind of brownie peach. Bright. Okay, that one's a little bit thinner to the touch, but it's this really pretty like rosy purple shade with gold sparkles. And then we've got Rejuvenating, which is such a pretty baby blue. It is a pastel. Definitely picking up very pale, but it has some good pigmentation to it. That's so pretty. Yep, feeling the spring vibes so far. Next we have Fragrant, which is a super vibrant hot pink. Growing, another really pretty baby blue, super sparkly, thin metallic. Flavor. Okay, so this looks like a mauve, and I don't know if you can tell, I feel like this one is a little bit harder pressed than the other shades. It's not feeling quite as pigmented. Like I think you're able to see the color pretty well, but just it feels less soft. We've got Newborn. Oh my god, all I can think about is babies right now. And this palette is not helping. I should say really quickly, if you're new to my channel, I just had a baby. I am like staring at my baby monitor filming this video seeing if he wakes up, so you know, thinking about newborns. But that's a really beautiful soft yellow. It's kind of giving Belle. Ooh, okay, that pink is a little drier to the touch, but very pigmented. And I love the yellow. It's got a bit of a blue shift to it. Next we have Antibiosis, which looks like a really fiery orange, pink, gold multi-chrome. Wow. I did not think I was even gonna like that color, and it is stunning. It is probably the most standout shade so far. Super intensely shifty. We've got Joyous, which is a really pretty soft pink. Springtime, which is a little bit more of a thin, more traditionally metallic feeling copper. We've got Blessed, just like a deep brown. Look at that shade. Wow, that is stunning. Okay, getting a little bit of fallout from the brown, but feels nice and smooth and pigmented. We've got Little Flower, which is a very bright, true purple. I mean, that might be one of the most vibrant purples I've ever seen. I feel like it looks so intense on camera and in person as well. We've got Tranquility, which is kind of like a pinky purple base with some bluey purple sparkles through it, a little bit of a deeper shimmer. Daydream, just a nice cool purple toned gray matte. And Fairy Garden, which I would also describe as like a purple toned gray, purpley. Wait, why did I say purple again? Oh my goodness. Okay, I have barely been sleeping. You guys have to remember that, but that is a really beautiful shimmer as well. Definitely giving the cool tone vibes. You know what? I like this palette more than I thought I would. I think it's because I'm in my neutral, like throw one shadow on the lid and go era. But this is really pretty. Okay. So there is the entire spring palette swatched out. Then here's what that looks like with my little mirror, just so you guys can see some of these shifts a bit better. I feel like overall in this palette you have a lot of really fun shades. You've got a mixture of textures, some really unique shimmers actually, so it's cute. If you are very into like this colorful bright spring moment, I think you might like this. Now for the summer Alva palette. I can't decide if this or the autumn palette is my favorite honestly, but I'm so excited to swatch this one. All these baby blues are just doing it for me. So starting off, we've got Youth, which looks like it's gonna be the prettiest blue toned silver, super creamy metallic shade. We've got Cloudless, which is a soft teal. Matte, we've got Tender. Ooh, that is thick. It feels like a little bit more of like a liquid shadow, almost like it's the kind that you can press into. But that looks like it's going to be such a stunning, more bronzy silver. We've got Vita, which is a soft, warm brown. Okay, kind of digging that little set of 4. Ooh, okay. She's stunning. Oh, look at that magic. That is so pretty. Good Lord. Next we have Fresh, which is a really soft, kind of powdery green blue pastel. Heat, classic purple blue, traditional shimmer. Journey, nice blue based mid-tone gray matte. And Outside, which just looks like a rose gold. Again, a little bit more squishy to the touch. That gray did swatch a little bit light. I feel like it looks much deeper in the palette. Next we have Voyage, which I already know is about to be a super insane multi-chrome. We've got orange, gold, green, bronze, like just so intense. Fresh Air, a little bit more of a gray brown matte. Festival, it's like a deep green traditional shimmer. Picnic, which is like a cornflower blue matte. I honestly feel like this is a really fun take on a traditional blue orange color story. Next we have Ice Cream, which looks like a really deep chocolatey brown, maybe swatching a little tiny bit lighter than it looks in the palette. We've got Seaside, another purpley blue. This one looks a bit more intense than Heat, but honestly, for being in the same palette, they look pretty similar. We've got Humidity, which is a deep green. I really like this one. I feel like it's a green that's very neutral. Like it's just more subtle, but still something different. And then we've got Summertime, which is another purple blue. But this one has a little tiny bit of a deeper base and a little teal flip as well. So I can individualize it a little bit more from Seaside and Heat, but I do feel like these 3 shimmers are really adding kind of the same thing to this palette. So that's something to keep in mind. I mean, the formulas feel nice for all of them, but it does seem a touch repetitive. Okay. So there is the entire summer palette swatched out. And there's what they look like with a little bit of reflection. Overall, I really like this one. Like I said, my biggest con is some of the shimmers being kind of similar, but I do think you've got some special shadows in here, some neutral options while also being very fresh and different. Next, let's do Autumn Alva. I love a good fall themed palette, so as soon as I saw this one, I was just so excited. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We've got Crisp, which this looks like kind of just like an icy neutral shade, honestly, when you blend them all together. There's some green and brown and white in there, but it just looks icy. We've got Falling Leaves, which looks like such a pretty mustard yellow matte. Actually, you know what? I don't even know if that looks mustardy. I feel like I would have gone a little bit more rustic with that shade. It looks pretty traditionally yellow. We've got Harvest, which is a really, really pretty, super sparkly green teal shimmery shade. Equinox, which honestly matches the palette packaging so well. It's a super, super soft green pastel. Ooh, that's pretty. It's like a neutral with a little bit of a brown undertone to it swatched out. We've got Susurrus, which looks like a very, very pale light gray matte. Cozy, another really pretty neutral. That one feels a little bit thinner. I feel like I'm having to like push a little bit more to pick it up, but it's kind of like an icy champagne shade. We've got Flannel. Ooh, that's gorgeous. It's a really pretty like baby poop green. Scenic, another thin shimmer, but it's kind of got a warm brown base and a green flip to it. Okay, you can barely see that gray. So far, it feels like a more muted fall palette. Next, we have the shade Change, which looks like a really soft green with a purple flip to it. So cute. We've got Temperate, which is a coral, a little something unexpected here. Nice matte. Transcend, another deep green. This one has a little bit more depth to it than the shade Harvest, but it's very similar in its shift as well. We've got Evolve, just kind of a true grass green. That's a thick shimmer for sure, so sparkly. Okay, next we've got the shade Revamp, which looks like a really, really deep emerald green. That one does feel a little harder pressed in the pan. We've got Autumn, which is a really pretty soft gold shimmer. Windy. Ooh, it's like a rosy mauve cool tone transitional shade. That is so pretty. I really, really like that one. And then Spice Tea, super smooth icy purple. There is the entire autumn palette swatched out. I think it's really pretty. It's a little more muted than I expected just from how it looks in the pan altogether and with the green packaging of the palette. As always with Oden's Eye, you've got some pretty special shimmers. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Like, she is very cute. Last but not least, Winter Alva. Okay, here we go for all of the purple lovers. I feel like this is a very purple palette, but in its own unique way. So starting off, we have the shade Cool, which looks like it's gonna be this like really icy, pinky purpley shade. Again, it feels a little bit more squishy. You can move the shadow around a little bit. We've got Frost, which is a pastel yellow, which I think is such a cute color to include here. We've got Festive, kind of just a mid-tone purple shimmer, feels more like a traditional shade. We've got Snowman, a pastel lilac, very, very pastel. which also, in case you guys are curious, I don't really have time to sit and swatch these next to every Oden's Eye palette right now, but I do have so many Oden's Eye swatch parties on my channel. I have a full Oden's Eye playlist. I'm going to do a second swatch of that one because you can't see it almost at all. So if you're interested to see more swatches, I definitely have them for you. Next, we have the shade Scarf, which looks like a really beautiful neutral matte. Feels a little bit harder pressed. We've got Icy, which is a really pretty kind of yellowy orange pale shimmer, another squishy shade. We've got Snowy, a really pretty lilac purple matte, and then Icicles, which is just a nice, super sparkly bronze. We are so far from winter. It's actually hitting 100 degrees this week where I live, but I'm like, this is giving me all the holiday vibes. Ooh, that's pretty. My arm is getting a little bit dry at this point, so I feel like some of the mattes might not show up as well. But those shimmers, y'all, I mean, that's really pretty. We've got Blanket, which is a really, really intense kind of raspberry shimmer. Woodstone, ooh, like a lilac purple. Cashmere, a little bit more of a silvery bronze, but it has a green base to it. And then we've got Wool. It's kind of like a muted teal, and Wool feels really pigmented. Ooh, that's pretty. Solstice, which is a really, really pretty like maroon red. Lazy, this is a thinner shimmer, but it's got a purple base and blue and green sparkles. Really, really cute and shifty. End of Year, it's like a deep like peacock blue, super, super pigmented. I feel like definitely want to go in with less with that one. I'm already seeing a little bit of fallout from it, but it's intense. And then we've got Wintertime, which is a deep purple, again, traditional shimmer feel. We've got a lot of pigment going on. Ooh, it's so sparkly. Yeah, it's definitely a very holiday inspired palette, like the cranberry tones, the golds. It's kind of snuck up on me. I think this actually might be my favorite one. It's very surprising. I just feel like it's so unique and all the shimmers look really nice. Then of course a little rundown of the shifts. I feel like this shade right here, you guys are not able to see as beautiful on camera. In person, the shimmers are a little bit more intricate. I feel like this one is really standing out for me just from first impression. If I had to recommend one palette from the collection, I think it would be the Winter. So jumping into the lip glosses, we're going to do some hand swatches and some lip swatches as we go, just so you can really see what all of these look like. I love Oden's Eye's lip products. I'm really hoping that these are going to stay in their permanent line because I think that they have a really fabulous formula. The glosses are just uber glossy, and the matte lipsticks are like this beautiful blotted texture that's just so creamy and comfortable. Let's start with the glosses. We have got Citrus Camellia. This looks like a really beautiful, like warm rosy brown. Latte Lily. Okay, so pretty similar. It's just a little bit warmer, a little bit more brown, a little less purple, but another stunning neutral. I hope you guys can see just how glossy these are. This is Little Jasmine 3, which is such a throwback because if you've been a fan of Oden's Eye for a long time, you will remember the original Little Jasmine shade. It was pretty iconic, so I'm excited to see it again here. This is a little bit more of a true warm brown. It definitely has way less pink tones to it. It's a really nice all-around neutral. Apricot Whisper. Definitely a more vibrant kind of orangey shade to it. We've got Tawny Rose. Such a pretty like chocolatey brown tone. That's really gorgeous. And then Dusty Burgundy. It's a really pretty deep burgundy. This would look so pretty over any red lipstick, honestly. Sorry, it's kind of a super messy swatch, but these are all beautiful. They definitely have a very thick, opaque color to every single one of them. I keep trying to put these together. For some reason, that one just wants to roll away, but moving on to the matte liquid lipsticks. We've got Peach Peony. Hopefully you can see that has like that stunning kind of blotted texture to it. It's a really, really pretty peach. We've got Nude Nectar. Ooh, it's kind of like a cool toned purpley grayish color. I feel like that's gonna end up being a favorite for me. These also look really pretty if you apply them like blotted with your finger versus a full opaque layer. I think you can wear them either way and really switch it up, but I really like them softened out. So we've got Camellia Muse. Another like rosy brown. Cream Petal. Also, the packaging on these is so cute. Ooh, that's another really pretty nude shade. This one has less purple than that second one there. Ooh, that's another one I'm like really, really excited about. Cream Petal. Okay, we've got Vintage Fuchsia. Okay, which looks like a little bit of a deeper version. Oh, what was this second shade here called? Nude Nectar. So it looks like Nude Nectar, but just a little bit deeper, maybe a touch warmer. And then last but not least, we've got Cocoa Bloom. Ooh, which is a really rich, deep brown. Oh my goodness, that looks so pretty. It's gorgeous. I honestly feel like Cocoa Bloom with the Tawny Rose gloss on top. Wait, let me just show you. Ugh, that is like a fall dream. I also think if you have a deeper skin tone, this is gonna be such a stunning nude combo. Alrighty, y'all, so I have been testing these palettes out off camera. I did not really have time to film tutorials and everything with the newborn, but I will be inserting photos of the looks that I did as we're talking about the quality. And like I said, I am wearing the Autumn Alva. I love this look. I would say that I'm overall really impressed with the quality of the eyeshadow palettes. I feel like sometimes I forget because I'm always trying different products out and reaching into different eyeshadow palettes, but really playing with these, I just fell back in love with the Oden's Eye Shimmer formula. They are so sparkly. It's funny because a lot of people say that reviewers make products look better than they are, especially with all the studio lights, and that can be true for certain types of products, but I feel like these shimmers really, really shine, literally and figuratively, in the sunlight. They just look so beautiful in everyday life. So I have really been enjoying playing with them. The mattes, I feel like I had no problems blending. The only con that I really had was just playing with some of the matte pastel shades. I felt like I really had to build them up. I probably would have better results if I used a white eyeshadow primer, but I do feel like these pastel mattes are not as good as some of their previous pastel mattes. I felt like they just were not as intense as I'm used to from Oden's Eye. As far as the lippies go, I love them. I feel like I already kind of shared that with y'all as I was swatching them out, but the lip glosses are very opaque. They look beautiful. Definitely a super glossy gloss. I have Little Jasmine on right now. Technically it's a Little Jasmine 3, but such a pretty nude. And then the matte liquid lipsticks, they're just this beautiful velvety texture. I feel like you guys might be able to hear my husband shushing the baby in the background, but it's okay. We're making this video happen. I just feel like as someone who has very, very dry lips, the matte liquid lipsticks are a really special texture. And then of course the packaging on everything is just beautiful, typical Oden's Eye fashion. I do feel like this is quite a large collection, so if you're a bit overwhelmed, my top recommendations would be the Winter Alva palette and then the Summer Alva palette, and I would just pick out maybe one or two matte liquid lipsticks to try. I feel like the glosses I love. They're beautiful. If you love a gloss, I think you'll love them, but I think that the matte liquid lipsticks are a little bit more unique. They stand out a little bit more. I think the collection is really fun, so I hope that this video was helpful for y'all, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye!